ladies, how are you doing? Welcome to Naya Sim. If this is your first time of coming across this channel, sweetheart, smash that subscribe button, turn your notification so you are notified each time I upload, and please give this video a thumb up. Thank you so much for the support and love. I appreciate you all. Now let me start by saying that most times we do not know the power we have. Black people, they have great power, and black person can influence a business, and they can also demote a business. Keith Lee is in Atlanta, and everywhere is on fire. And he gave his amazing, he gave his honest review about milk and honey. And guess what? The internet is going wild. Let's get into this video.
Me and my family are in Atlanta, and currently we are at the Real Milk and Honey. I got it. Let's try it and rate it 1 through 10. As you can see, I don't have any bags in my hands. We are at the Real Milk and Honey on Main Street in College Park. Before we came, we attempted to call our order in. We were greeted with an automatic message that said they do not take call-in orders. The automatic message said the only way you can do pickup is through DoorDash. We went through DoorDash, they was closed. But online, it said they closed at 5 o'clock. We went on DoorDash at 4 o'clock, but we were already here, so we just went inside. I stayed in the car and my family went in, and they told them they were closed early for deep cleaning. Yet the door is wide open and it's people still going in and grabbing their orders. Now we have no idea if those people ordered beforehand or what the case is. Also, the people who relayed this message, my family said were really nice. It's just the rules. And so far being in Atlanta, I found some places do have unique rules, and this is one of them. I want to be very clear, we're not blaming one person or saying one person was rude. In plain terms, don't call this restaurant trying to get nobody fired. Ain't nobody do nothing. This is just the rules they had. If you don't like their rules not for you. And for me and my family, the rules just wasn't for us. We just not their target audience. For the record, afterwards, I did walk in and they did recognize me and they attended the services, but I respectfully declined. I'm a normal person. I pay for my food like everybody else. I walk in spots like everybody else. We are all normal people. Respectfully, if you're not gonna do it then, don't do it now. God bless you. But yeah, we're just trying to get some food. But I am gonna make this very clear. I do not support, condone, or agree tearing down these businesses. While we personally may not have the best customer service experience, that does not mean you will have the same experience. That also don't mean go on Twitter and tear these businesses down. At the end of the day, business owners are people. You never know what people are going through. The only reason I'm even making this is to share my authentic and real experience like I always do. I don't mean no harm, I don't have no malicious intent, but I always say I'm gonna be 100% honest, and that come with the good and the not so good. You don't know what nobody going through, so what we can't do is just judge off of somebody else's experience. If you would like to go to these places or any other place that I've been to, I encourage you to go try it for yourself and make your own opinion. But we still in Atlanta, and we on Main Street, and it's a bunch of spots here, so we're gonna go to a different spot. God bless you, have an amazing day, y'all be safe. We are at the Real Milk and Honey. I got it. Let's try it and rate it 1 through 10. As you can see, I don't have any bags in my.
Everybody at that restaurant would have got fired that day. Most of the time, you're hitting up Keith Lee because your restaurant needs some kind of promotion. Like, you want to make more money. You're probably in debt. Like, whatever. You're hitting up Keith Lee for a fucking reason. And to fumble the bag? Yo, that's fucking... Nah, they're all getting fired, bro. The fact that it took him 3 times to try to order food just for him not to be able to get in, fucking wild. Thinking about all the money they're about to lose because of this shit. Like that. Y'all gotta be careful blocking your own blessings, man. As soon as y'all heard Keith Lee coming to Atlanta, y'all should have been on y'all P's and Q's. Everything on point. When he walked in the restaurant, that's when y'all wanted to be like, oh, we'll make the food. No, go clean the restaurant. You got a deep clean to do, go do that. Keith Lee told y'all not to tear these businesses down, and here y'all go tearing them down. The gag is, they had to deep clean because it's infested with roaches. The deep clean needs to happen every week. Pest control. The deep clean needs to happen every week, after hours or before hours. And hire professional cleaners. Hire people that are there dedicated to clean. If that restaurant really cared about making money, first of all, open up your online orders. Close when you're supposed to close. You need every app available. Uber Eats, DoorDash, Grubhub, everything. Postmates. Take orders over the phone. Get y'all shit together and then pay him to come first class on Delta, Ritz-Carlton Hotel, everything. Let him give an honest review of your updated restaurant. If y'all really care about making your money, like, y'all can come back from this, but y'all gotta fix the problem.
So as we all know, Keith Lee is in Atlanta this weekend. First few reviews haven't even been bad. Already going viral. Y'all are already dragging these restaurants, and the hot takes are hot taking. But I do have one more take that I haven't seen anybody say, and that is, if you live in Atlanta, go out to eat, because Keith Lee is in town and they're gonna be acting right. Okay, they're gonna be on their P's and Q's because they don't know who's coming in the door. It could be Keith, it could be his wife, it could be his sister, it could be his driver. It could be anybody coming in the door that is affiliated with him. And nobody wants to be dragged. And it's not even that. Keith's reviews ain't even mean, right? Mr. God bless. Hope you have an amazing day. Like, they not even mean. But the way y'all still drag them, they're shook. And because of that, I will be going out to eat. Y'all don't gotta take your first date to the Cheesecake Factory. Go somewhere nice, because Keith Lee is in town. Okay? Okay. I'll see y'all out this weekend.
And they told them they were closed early for deep cleaning. Yet the door's wide open and his people still going in and grabbing it.
Keith Lee tried to get food from a restaurant in Atlanta called Milk and Honey. Supposedly, they're known for ridiculous rules. He tried to order food an hour before they were closed, but they told his family they have to close an hour early for deep cleaning. Not until Keith Lee went inside the restaurant himself. Then they said, oh, we can serve you food. And he refused. If you're in the food restaurant business, this one man can literally change your life. Change your life. It's like better than a Michelin star. Now, before I go any further, my parents operated a Chinese food carryout business for over 20 years. I learned customer service firsthand. That helped me in my real estate business. How I equate from his experience to the real estate business is that you never know the next person that you're going to meet can change your life. They can be the clients for life, and they will refer all their friends and family forever. I'm gonna tell you a quick story, and it's not even my story. About 10 years ago, one of the new agents wanted to host one of my listings, and he did. He was literally getting the open house sign to close up the open house. Someone said, hey, I saw you had an open house. Can you come over my house? Because I'm thinking about selling it. I want a professional to assess my house and to sell it. And he's like, okay. So he went over the house, assessed the property. While he was in the house, they told him that they need to buy the next house. Now, it was 10 years ago. I'm pretty confident to say that that client selling the house and buying the next house equate to around $600,000. Give and take the commission that was charged, that is a $15,000 commission just by hosting an open house. What if you left 10 minutes early, 5 minutes early? He would have missed the opportunity. And here's the kicker. That listing was in my neighborhood. I could have hosted that open house. I can't remember why I couldn't host it or didn't host it. Someone in my office took the opportunity, hosted the open house, stayed the whole time, and got a $15,000 commission check. So if you're in any industry, especially real estate industry, we all know the real estate market is really tough right now. You have to double the effort to earn the same amount of money in the last couple of years. If you can earn the same amount of money in the last couple of years. Can you imagine if Keith Lee came into your open house and you became his realtor? Do you think some people will use you just because you are his realtor? Just a thought.
Me and my family are in Atlanta, and currently we are at the Real Milk and Honey. I got it. Let's try it and rate it 1 through 10.
I am so happy that Keith Lee is in Atlanta. Personally, these Atlanta restaurants have gotten out of control, and it's gotten worse since COVID. Like, I remember distinctively having somewhat joy in the Atlanta experience, and then when COVID happened, I didn't even want to go out anymore. Now, I know a lot of these rules that these Atlanta restaurants have in place is because of the way that people be acting. Like, people call in food and don't pick it up. That's why you can't call in food without paying first. But a lot of these other rules, it's just ridiculous. And somebody needs to humble them. And I'm so glad Keith Lee is there. Maybe some things will change. I don't live in Atlanta anymore. I just moved in April. But maybe when I go back, things will be different because of Keith Lee. Thank you.
Real Milk and Honey. I got it. Let's try it and rate it 1 through 10. As you can see, I don't have any bags in my hands.
Look, don't be mad. Don't even stop blowing up. Ain't even for real that bad. Hey, what's going on, man? You just breathe. Just come here. I'm telling you, it ain't gonna be. Chill out here, man. Y'all can't be fighting. Come here. I'm finna tell Mama on you. Mama gonna whoop your ass just like. Take a breath, man. What is going on? Keith Lee came up in here. Who the fuck is Keith Lee? But look him up on your phone, man. Boy, come on. I'm not done, bro. Let's go outside. Hey, wait a minute. Hold on. Okay, on TikTok? Yeah, he on TikTok. Let's build this damn business up, bro. We got like 2,000 good reviews. This motherfucker coming to town one time. I'm looking. Ooh, 2 million views? I had to turn my phone off. You know what I'm saying? I literally can't even it's not gonna be that bad, man. I promise you. It's not gonna be. Look, I'm gonna turn off all the comments on Instagram. It's gonna blow. Motherfuckers be busy for months after this motherfucker visit. Just one review, and then we done fucked up, bro. We dead. We done. Killing us in it.
Me and my family are in Atlanta, and currently we are at the Real Milk and Honey. I got.
Whoa. Well, Keith Lee's in Atlanta. I don't know if he's here for One Music Fest or what it is, but god damn it, I love the transparency of him. Exposing restaurants like Milk and Honey, which no malicious intent towards them, but if your hours say 6 o'clock and I show up at 5:55, I should be able to get food at 5:55. And if you've worked in restaurants before, you know how annoying it is for someone to come in at 11:45 for takeout, not sit down. But if they close at midnight and you come in at 11:45 p.m., you should be able to get food theoretically. And one day, if I'm lucky enough to own a restaurant, if someone walks in at 11:59 p.m. and I close at midnight at 12 a.m., I'm going to serve them because it's consistency with the community. It's a product. It's a standard. And Atlanta restaurants, for some reason, even pre-pandemic, but it's not as bad as it is now. I've been coming to Atlanta since 2016 for work and pleasure, but I've been living here for about 2 years. I have internal personal beef with a lot of Atlanta restaurants, from the customer service to the orders missing or items missing in the orders, whether it be DoorDash or walk-in. You can't order over the phone. Since when? I've been to New York, I've been to Tampa, Miami, LA, Chicago, Seattle. It's so rare to find places that are like, oh, we don't take orders over the phone. And usually they're mom and pop restaurants that are extremely understaffed because they keep everyone in the family. But Atlanta seems to have this ambiance of like, I'm better than you. It's the city of hustlers. It's the city of finessers. But when it comes to restaurants, they're finessing the shit out of us. If it's not Chick-fil-A, it's, your corner store bodega charging $6 for a hot dog and then expecting a tip on top of it. Like, what? It's internal pig ground up meat. It blows my mind. But what I really like about Keith Lee, what I'm going to try and do here too, is kind of shed light on Atlanta's lack of customer service. There seems to be some rule internally within restaurant owners that customer service just isn't paramount. If anything, the food comes for me, the food's number one. Customer service is a very close second. I don't give a shit if I'm eating the hole in the wall. If I'm getting Jamaican jerk chicken, if I'm getting lemon pepper crack wings from the Bando or Gray's to Plates, which shout out Gray's to Plates, by the way. It doesn't matter where I'm eating in Atlanta or worldwide. I expect the food to be number one and the customer service to be a very close second. And Atlanta's being exposed right now as a subpar customer service city, and I'm all here for it, because if I owned a restaurant and someone walked in at 11:30 or 11:45 and we closed at midnight, if we had the food to serve them, I would serve them. Whether or not, I was the owner and I had to tip out a waiter or waitress a little bit more to stay, but the hostess is long gone. You need to be able to serve the community and create that connection. I think Gray's to Plates is doing that. I think Vegan Slut's doing that. There's a litany of restaurants that I have beef with that I'll never go back to. And this is personal internal beef. I don't care to tell them this, that, and the other on Yelp or Google because they just don't listen. I'll speak up when I go in for an order at XYZ restaurant that I'm not going to name. And they just refuse to refund my money because I had a missing sub or a missing drink or whatever. But I really like what Keith's doing, because people are on their toes now in Atlanta, and I hope this sets a precedence moving forward. I'm very hopeful for the city of Atlanta. It's some of the best food. You can find everything on Buford Highway from the Asian cuisine. You can go southeast to get some Mexican cuisine. You can go west side to get some wings at the Bando and risk your life for it. I'm all here for it. You can get breakfast at Homegrown, which is some of the best customer service and food in Atlanta for breakfast. Ria's Bluebird is also great food too. But to me, Atlanta just has a problem with customer service and accountability when it comes to missing items, or when it comes to a bitchy cashier, whether or not she or he was having a bad day. Customer service is paramount. Food should be number one. I think that there should be a stress on customer service in Atlanta more so than there actually is. So I really hope Keith Lee can infiltrate and show some of the lack of customer service restaurants here in Atlanta. There's a litany of restaurants for him to choose. I really hope he hits Greatest of Plates. I really hope he hits Homegrown. Maybe J.R. Cricket's, just because it's a classic. Gotta get the chicken and waffles. But going to celebrity restaurants are so silly. I've tried Lil Baby's restaurant. It's good. It's not great. Go for the family-owned restaurants. Keith, go for the hole-in-the-wall places. Don't go for places that have names like Milk and Honey. as much as you go for places that are unknown, the places that have only 20 reviews, but they're all 4 to 5 stars. I really think Keith Lee can do some good here in Atlanta. And nationwide, I've never been to a city that has a lack of customer service like Atlanta does. I don't know what's in the water here, but I really hope Keith Lee can improve it.
And they told them they would close early for deep cleaning. Yet the door's wide open and his people still going in and grab.
Keith Lee went to a restaurant in Atlanta called The Real Milk and Honey. He arrived an hour before close, but the restaurant refused to serve his family, stating that they had deep cleaning to do. And it wasn't until he goes in that they're like, oh, it's Keith Lee, we can serve you, at which point he declined. The internet's been going crazy about this because Atlanta is notorious for restaurants that have tons of weird stipulations. But it's kind of a testament to how powerful one person became, Keith Lee, that he can say something that literally makes or breaks your restaurant. His vouch is even more powerful than someone like Gordon Ramsay's or really anyone in the world right now. And I know that advertisers and celebrities in the food area are like, no one man should have all that power. Because you look at his videos and the production quality is seemingly low. Really, all he's giving us is a very organic reaction to food. Again, it's proof that it's not about the quality of equipment you have or the people that you have access to. It's about what you do with what you have. And Keith is a really good example of someone who's taken what he has, the potential to post on TikTok, and maximized it in a way that's incomprehensible. Before he had this account, nobody told him he was going to be famous or he'd have this much of an impact. The greatest impact so far anyone has had on the food industry. And I'm not going to tell you that you're going to be famous, but I will tell you to go make a TikTok.
Yeah. As you can see, I don't have any bags in my hands. Here at the Real Milk and Honey on Main Street in College.
Okay, real quick, business owners, if you didn't know, Keith Lee is in Atlanta. While he's in Atlanta, do me a favor, you stay open a little bit late, you throw all your rules and procedures out of the window and wait till this man leaves to go back to his hometown, okay? Because what we cannot do is allow this man to be here and not get any food, all right? Because we're better than that here in the state of Georgia, especially in Atlanta. Like someone said, hey, a Keith Lee review is better than a Michelin star. Yes, sir, it is. Hey, I love you. Tell your mom and them I said hi.
Me and my family are in Atlanta, and currently we are at the Real Milk and Honey.
Jesus, is that you? Keith came in town to do the Lord's work. Now, I am not from Atlanta. I am a true New Yorker. And all I have to say about the food here in Atlanta is that it is trash. Okay? I've never experienced horrible food consistently back to back like this since I moved to Atlanta. What I really cannot stand is that you guys are truly pricing things according to a vibe of your restaurant when the food is disgusting. Baby, the people, we are the vibe. Get your food up. Get the taste up. Remove all the sodium, baby. You could take out some of the butter. Now, don't get me wrong. I have experienced some really great restaurants, but there's a lot of them that are trash. A bitch has to start cooking because of this.
And so far being in Atlanta, I found some places do have unique rules, and this is the one.
Okay, we need to talk about some people who are absolutely demons when it comes to them going to restaurants who are then ruining it for the rest of us normal people. Which is why I think some of these restaurants come up with these crazy rules to limit as much loss, headache as possible. On the flip side, it is very possible that some of these restaurants are clearly taking advantage of the situation, but that's not what I'm talking about right now. I can, numerous times I could remember instances going to restaurants with acquaintances, let's be clear with acquaintances, and treating the wait staff, everyone, like absolute trash. This one time, I remember going to a restaurant. It was for someone's birthday. It was a big group. It was a seafood place. Immediately, as soon as the menus came, I'm hearing, oh, this is expensive. Oh my gosh, this is expensive. And I remember I was kind of taken aback because I was like, wait, we got this invitation like weeks before. We have internet. You can go online, see the type of restaurant it is. And already it is a seafood restaurant and it's a fancy restaurant. So this is not like, a mom and pop place or a chain restaurant. Like it's a seafood place. Normally seafood is expensive or it's higher priced than, a burger. Anyways, so people are ordering. I remember there was a gentleman sitting across from me and I think he had ordered it was a poutine with some type of seafood. I don't know if it was crab. I don't know if it was whatever. I really didn't know because I'm allergic to shellfish. So I was staying away altogether from anything that had to do with whatever because I didn't want to die, quite frankly. So finally, when his food came out, he starts to like, it's cold, it's cold. And then the person beside me was like, well, is the poutine cold? And he's like, no, that's warm, that's fine. But the meat is cold. Again, it's some type of shellfish. I don't know what it is. I don't know how it's supposed to be prepared. And she's explaining to him that, well, since you ordered this type of meat on top of the poutine, it can't be served hot like that or else it's gonna mess up. I don't know, whatever the discussion was. But she was like, it's kind of supposed to be like this. And then he's like, no, but like it's not like when I'm at McDonald's, it tastes a certain way this way. And I'm just like looking into my plate. I'm like, this dude is comparing this to McDonald's. Not to say that McDonald's, I'm not trying to say that there's any type of standard, but I'm like, you're not this is not fast food, sir. He proceeds to eat 3/4 of the plate. Then when the waitress comes back, starts to, I don't like this. It's not good. It's cold. I would like you to take it back or comp it. There's something else I want. There's something. And I'm just, I was like, and again, I'm not saying that it's okay for these restaurants to come up with these crazy rules and not, because like I mentioned, there are some that are definitely taking advantage, but there are some people who leave their home with no home training and do not know how to behave in a restaurant, or don't treat people with basic human dignity, thought, or consideration, who then ruin it for the rest of us, where we now have to be like, what? We can't be more than 4? We can't pay separate we can't like call in orders. It seems wild, but I'm sure there's how many people who call in orders and then don't show up because, I didn't, or don't even call back to be sorry, cancel it, I can't, my back, like.
Me and my family are in Atlanta, and
Atlanta needs to be shivering in their timbers. Let me tell you something. I love Atlanta. Born and raised here. Been here my entire life. But this restaurant customer service, let me tell you girlie something. It's not going to cut it. And I'm glad Keith Lee is finally exposing some of y'all. The customer service is too poor. The food is too mid. And the price is too high that I actually learned how to cook myself. I got my butt over to YouTube University and Instagram University and started learning how to whip it up in the kitchen because I was tired of y'all charging me an arm and a leg for burnt lamb chops just because y'all got some grass on the wall and a stool at the bar. My honest advice for you is to do what I do. If you come to Atlanta and it's the restaurant and they're on Instagram and they're hyped up on Instagram, got a lot of influencers talking about them, don't go. Don't go. It's probably not good. Sorry.
Brother Lee is in Atlanta, and he's starting to see and experience all of these rules and regulations that these restaurants put in place before you even get your plate. Now that leads me to question of what happened to that good old Southern hospitality that the South is so beloved for. Now I'm starting to realize that these restaurants are no longer in the service industry business, but are in the business to sell you food, and there's a difference.
So this is all I got from the stitches. And I mean, since yesterday, when I open TikTok, all I see is Keith Lee. I mean, his review, especially, I mean, right now that he's in Atlanta, and a lot of people are like, man, this is like, people really got to sit up, and they've been complaining about this milk and honey. So now let's talk about this. I mean, Keith Lee, or he ordered for food and all that. I mean, like, he tried ordering for food and they said go online. He tried going online. They DoorDash. They said it's closed. Excuse me. And the wife went inside. I think they said they were not gonna, like, they are doing deep cleaning. Not until this young man came out. That was when they knew that, oh yeah, we're going to serve you, we're going to do this and all that. I love the fact that he gave his honest review. They were rude to him. So sometimes, some people are really moving crazy. And their customer service, I think they really need to sack them. And the review, he actually said that he's not going to like it. He told people his honest review, but he was like, do not go sending them not nice messages and all that. But trust me, TikTok is on fire. Just knowing that he's in Atlanta, and I learned that Atlanta has a very horrible customer service, especially the restaurants and all that. And trust me, people are like, man, you all know Kittley's effect and all that. Do not even bother. Do not bother closing when you are not supposed to close, or trying. I mean, he's gonna be there for 1 week. And then this really shows the power we have as people, as Black people. When Black person promotes your business, or when Black people want to support you, if they want to be in your business, trust me, you are going places. You are going places. You all know how amazing Keith is. I mean, he is super amazing. And his reviews are usually genuine. And when his effects touches you, trust me, if it is good, you are made for life. You are made for life. But if it is bad, that is the end of it for you. I mean, you are really going to find it hard. So, Milk and Honey already issued a statement and all that. People are not having it. They were like, Keith has spoken, and that is the end of it. We are not going, like, we are not doing anything. So, yo, I mean, this is just a reminder to all my Black King and Black Queen that you all have so much power. And yeah, that is what it is. I am so happy that he gave his honest review, and people are kind of boycotting Milk and Honey. I mean, like, big time. So this is all I got for you. See you all in my next video. Bye for now.